1820 batch. I was in the course of MBA HR, and post that I started working with Capgemini as a senior consultant HR. So I'm currently with Capgemini in the HR COE roles. So as I heard from Abhijeet sir, we are here to discuss on what exactly WAT is, how to tackle the situations when it compares to difficulties for WAT, and how to crack it when it compares to getting admission into top IIMs using WAT. So first of all, let's understand why WAT is necessary when it comes to IIMs or any other MBA colleges. Why are they considering WAT over GD and PIs? So first of all, what WAT requires, it is not about you to be there and become Shakespeare. Okay? No one is asking you to write difficult English. No one is asking you to write words of Shashi Tharoor and everything. You have to just be very precise about your thought process. What WAT tests is ki, how's your thought process? What's the clarity of thought that you have? So on any given topic, कोई भी topic आपको मिला, if you get any topic, what's the thought clarity that you have? What are the points that you're going to mention? How are you going to prioritize your thought? That is what is required in WAT when it comes to MBA engineering, MBA colleges. So this is the first point that we are going to deal with. Why exactly WAT is needed and what WAT is. So in WAT, you get a complete opportunity to express the thought process on the given topic that you have, instead of where in GD where you have to fight out your chance in order to speak what you want to speak. So when it comes to WAT, first and the foremost thing is keep your thought process very, very, very clear. There is no second thought on that. If you write very standard English, it isn't going to matter. Okay, until and unless your thought process is pretty clear. And after having clarity on a thought process, how you prioritize your thoughts in those 250 words. So for any specific topic, let's say when it comes to COVID, for example, you have been given a topic of impact of COVID-19. So there are plethora of impact that COVID-19 has brought. It has somewhere it has a positive impact, somewhere it has a negative impact. But instead of having a plethora of thoughts in those 250 words, you have to just prioritize what are the major thought processes, what are the major pointers that has created most impact, and accordingly place your essays on that. So this is how you deal with WAT initially. This is what WAT actually demands from you. So am I clear till here? Shall I move ahead?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So now let's move to the second part of it. What are the types of topic that we generally get? So type of topic can be, first of all, it's abstract. So in some cases, for example, in last year, I think so, we have heard the topic known as jingoism. Somewhere it is, you will be simply given a topic known as orange. Somewhere it will be written as orange is the new black. So these are the abstract topics where it can be in a single word or it can be in a single phrase. So from there you have to devise what exactly the topic is saying, what's the thought process that you are going to inculcate with it, and accordingly write your thoughts, write your understanding of that topic in those 250 words. Second can be a one-liner phrase. Third can be on the fact-based topic. Others can be on any social media revolutions. And fourth can be on decision makings. For example, a simple topic like, let it be, COVID-19 was helpful or it has created a bad impact. So you have to take a stand on one end and you have to pitch your points. So these can be certain set of topics that can be in CAT. So how to start whenever you get a topic, what you have to do first. So first of all, read the topic for maximum amount of time. If you have been given 20 minutes of time to read the WAT, you have to spend 1 or 2 minutes understanding the topic very, very, very clearly. For example, if you have an abstract topic, let's say you have an abstract topic, you have to write your own. Okay, I have this particular thought process, and these all things I'm going to write it down, and this will be my introduction, this will be my body, and accordingly I'll have a conclusion on that. So in this case, the differentiator will be your thought process. Whenever, for example, let's say Vaibhav and Vinay, you both have written the VAT topic on a same abstract topic that was given. So in this case, what will happen? The differentiation in your thought process will be a major reason for getting a higher marks or getting a lower marks when it compares to both of you. But when it comes to any quantitative topic or fact-based topic, so both of you will be having the same facts. For example, let's say let the topic be give some light on Sachin's career. It's a very generic topic. Give some light on the Sachin career. How was it? Whether it was pretty good, whether it was pretty bad, whether it is overrated, whether it is underrated. These are the 4 scenarios that you can go ahead with. So when it comes to Sachin careers, you both know the facts will be going to be same, that he has scored 38,000 runs, he has scored 100 centuries and everything. So in this case, since the facts are not going to be the differentiator, because in this case the thought process is pretty streamlined. These are the facts that I am also going to state, and these are also the facts that other person is going to state. But in this case, what's the differentiator is there are a lot of facts regarding such a topic. So if out of that 100 facts, when I put 5 of the most important facts in that particular VAT, and Vaibhav didn't prioritize the pointers that he has written, and he has written the VAT in a jumbled fashion. So in this case, since the priority order of Vinay has been pretty good, so that will be of more importance, that will be of more relevance when it comes to the invigilator rather than of Vaibhav's. So this point is pretty much important. Whenever you decide the topic, first understand if it is abstract, your thought process is going to matter. When it comes to fact-based, your structure and your clarity in the statements that you have written is going to matter. And the next important thing is, as I clearly said earlier also, you need not to mention each and everything under the umbrella of that particular topic. You are the best judge of anything that you want to write. Because, for example, if any topics come, you have 100 of pointers written out there. And out of that 100 points, if you want to pitch in all 100, you are not giving a clarity of subject. You are not giving clarity of any particular point to the invigilator. So he is not going to get what exactly are you thinking, whether your thought process is streamlined or not. And what indication it will give he is not fit for an MBA career. Because in MBA, the post MBA, what you are going to become a manager. There you have to prioritize the task that you are going to get into. You have to think clearly whenever it comes to the decision making, whenever it comes to taking any harsh decisions. So that's the reason why VAT has been introduced in all the IIM process selection. So in this case, don't write everything under the umbrella. Put your thought process very clear in front of everyone and prioritize whatever points you want to write. And most of the people, you would be saying that content doesn't matter. It's just the grammar and spellings and everything has to be in place. and you just write good English, that will work. But no. In MBA, since you are not writing an exam for PhD English, you are writing exam for having a good content, because content is what you are going to speak in MBA. You are not going to use just jargons out there, because that doesn't make any sense. And don't write very, very, very tough English. Write simple English, short sentences, and in a structured manner. And you must have read a lot about this, what should be the structure of an essay. We have been reading this from 5th, 6th standard onwards itself. That first of all, it should be an introduction of the topic. Second, it should be the body of the topic. And third should be the conclusion. That's the same Sigma rule that we follow from 5th, 6th standard till MBA and till wherever you go. That's the same topic that you are going to use when it comes to VAT. And the major mistake that is being catered by most of the student when it comes to VAT is about transitioning from one thought to the other. For example, whenever you are writing on a certain topic, so don't abruptly jump from one statement to another. कि हाँ, you are writing about India, again you jumped up to music, then you jumped to food, and then you jumped about to holidays and whatever. So this doesn't make any coherence. Until and unless your essay flows like a story, it will not make any coherence, and whatever you have written, whatever time you have given, you won't be getting any marks. We have seen people who have got even 0 marks in VAT. I'm saying very frankly because they are very, very, very peculiar about the VAT. And because I have initially also told that VAT increases your chance of getting into any colleges because it gives a great clarity about the thought process and your prioritization of any topic that you select. So that's why it is very important how to transition between two sentences, two themes. For example, when you are continuing with a common theme, let it be you are continuing with a common theme of holidays, of cultural festivities in India. So you should start with, firstly, there is this particular festival. Secondly, we go with this, and finally we come into this particular phase. So firstly, secondly, finally, these are the phrases which are used whenever you elaborate a theme. Whenever you elaborate a theme, just use these particular phrases: firstly, secondly, finally, in addition to. This means that you are in sync with whatever you want to speak. Second, it comes to when you're not continuing with the current theme. Whenever you want to contrast something, so whenever you want to contrast something, for example, you're writing in a particular theme and you want to suddenly jump to another thing. So in this case, you should use phrases like, on the other hand, I want to discuss this also. I have another opinion also. When I speak against the motion, or you can use the phrase despite. So these all phrases will give the indication to the invigilator that you are going to use the topic. You are just moving away from the topic and in a negative sense. And that will give a great clarity on what exactly you thought of and what's the conclusion that you are going to draw. So these are the major things that you keep into mind when it comes to writing VAT. So transitioning from one theme to another is very, very important. And the most important thing is on the front of putting quantitative numbers out there. So whenever you write a topic, try to put more and more quantitative numbers out there, because that gives a strong backing up with whatever statements that you have written. That 70% of the population has been affected by COVID, and out of that 70%, 30% are the ones who are in the cohort of salaried people, and being on that 30%, 10% with the people who were in continuous salary with the government. So these were the least impacted people. Rest 20% have to lose the job, have to take salary cuts and everything. So these will give that you have a better understanding of that subject, and on that particular percentages only, or on that particular numbers backing only, you are coming to a conclusion, in spite of just writing some, many, a lot of people. Just try to put some number. Don't be way too abstract when it comes to number. Try to put in some relevance, average out whatever the thought you have, and then accordingly put a number. So putting quantitative numbers also helps a lot. And whenever you want to quote a survey, so try to quote a lot of surveys out there. Try to quote some authorities like UN has, as per the direction of United Nations, as per the direction of the World Health Organization, as per the direction of Traffic Controller of India, ki road accidents should not be ye, wo. So these are the quotations of the reporting authority. So that gives a sense ki you have understood the topic and you are bringing facts to the table. That will help in backing up whatever the thoughts you have. So in short, these are the major things that you have to keep when it comes to VAT. So if you guys have any questions on that particular front, I would be happy to answer it.
Yes, sir. I like to ask one question over here. Is
Sure.
uh, so okay, we know the content of various different topics that we used to have, but what about the content of such abstract topics? Because suppose I got the topic read, so what
Okay.
can I think of word read, and how can I manage the content part of it?
See, whenever it comes to an abstract topic, try to go on the philosophical front. Because when it comes to MBA is all more about empathizing with the people. You must have heard a lot of phrases when it comes to MBA that he's a people's person. You have to empathize with the people. You have to understand the market. You have to understand the consumer behavior. So when it comes to MBA, the most and the one of the most important thing is understanding the people's behavior, understanding the consumer behavior, understand being empathetic. So whenever it comes to abstract topic, try to relate it with the people's notion. For example, when it comes to red, so red can be a symbol of danger, and red can be when it comes let's go with red. Red can be a symbol of danger, and in most of the countries red is being used. For example, when it comes to India, red is used as an auspicious thing. So this is the second thought process. First is in the front of danger. Third can be on the front of what's the impact that red can be on the front of the Red Cross societies that are in the world, and how they are helping out the people when it comes to NGOs and everything. So try to bring it on the people front. Ki how people are being impacted by that particular topic, how people are related with that topic. Don't just put anything. Red is firstly, don't understand red as stop in the traffic signal light. That will be the lamest thing that to do. So try to think कि हाँ red हम कहाँ पे ले जा सकते हैं. You can go on the front of people, you can go on the front of having traffic lights, you can go on the front of having the red in the flags, you can go red with having auspicious festivities that happen in different parts of the world. Red can be a common color for China. So in that front, so in this case, the best thing that you will be selecting is when it comes to red of danger with the people, how people associate red as a color with them. So try to keep most of the abstract topic in relation to the people.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Got it.
And try to I would also suggest try to keep some of the jargons in the management front. Say for example, whenever it comes to business understanding, use the word as business acumen. Okay, that is the common lingo that is used in the corporate world. Use consumer centric behaviors, use centricity, used emotional intelligence. These are the words that are in common lingo of when it comes to an MBA grad or when it comes to the corporate world. So learn some of the lingos, because you guys would have been with work experience or won't be with work experience. So if you are with work experience, try to use the lingo that you use in the office. That will help a lot in cracking VAT, because in that case the invigilator can relate to what exactly you are speaking instead of just writing specific vocational words. Any other questions? And one more thing, be pretty clear with your grammar and spelling. Don't make mistakes on that, because that creates a way too much negative impact on whole essay that you have written. Because you have been up to there, it gives an intuition that there is some lacking in the understanding of what exactly, because English understanding is obviously very, very important when it comes to writing back. So don't make error in spelling or error on grammar front. and don't try to strike through most of the words. Try to keep it more neat and clean and in a very 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 structured manner. Don't try to write too much word in the space given out there. Keep it neat and clean. That will increase your chances, and that because it's obviously eye pleasing to the invigilator as well.
Vaibhav and Aryan, you can also ask guys if you have any queries.
Oh no, like I just joined. So what have
Okay.
been discussed?
You can watch the recording on YouTube, but right now, if you have any confusions regarding VAT, you can definitely ask it.
Does that also have this VAT round?
Zat, I
Accelerate
think
like this?
so. Zat has the essay round, I think so. In your Zat paper itself, you must have written an essay post your GK test, I think so.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
So
Yeah.
that's the
See,
thing
I
that will
have
be
a
considered.
question regarding that. See, the essay which I wrote, na. So like we had only some 3 to 4 5 minutes remaining. So when I was
Okay.
reading that essay in my response sheet, so it was making that sense. Like it was little vague, you can say, or it was not that
Aryan,
proper.
can you
Even
come
though
again?
there were
I'm
some
not able to
grammatical
hear you
errors and
clearly.
hello,
Yeah. Please go
am I
ahead.
audible now?
You're
Yeah.
audible clear now.
So I was saying that in that essay which we wrote in that ZAT exam, so at that time we had only like 4 to 5 minutes, right? So like we couldn't write properly. Like I couldn't write what I was thinking. So there are many mistakes in that. Grammatical mistakes are there. Then some lines are repeating, and those kind of errors are there. So how should we avoid that during the interview round, or how should we explain that thing?
See, be very clear with what's the ask has been there when it comes to interview. Okay, so be very clear. Just be honest with whatever the situation that happened with you there. See, the first thing that would have happened ki your time management was not good, because of which you didn't get most of the time in order to think through the topic that was given and come up with the most specific essay that was there. And having so this is the most honest answer. So first of all, be very honest. And second case, in this case, what happens that they will ask you in the interview round itself, what's the thought? Acha, if you didn't get the time out there, can you just let me the thoughts on that particular topic out there itself? So whatever the topic that was given to you in your ZAT essay, they will ask you to express your thoughts out there itself. So don't mess up out, because if you mess it up,
Oh, okay.
then it will give a clear picture that you didn't have the clarity of the topic that we gave, and it wasn't the time management that was the problem, it was the clarity of thought that you had.
And one more thing. So let's say what happens in the heat of the moment, we contradict some of our point. So how should we tackle after that? Let's say I wrote something, but then when he's asking me questions during the interview round, I said something which is little different from that what I've written. So how
Correct.
should I tackle that after
See,
that thing?
when it comes to contrasting answers with the thought process that you have, take care. So first of all, try to make a stand on that. Try to defend on whatever you have written. Okay, and don't be way too extremist when it comes to defending your own answers. Try to agree with the people in front of you. Okay, because you are a novice in front of the people out sitting out there. Okay, they have way too much knowledge when it compares to you. So try to agree with their pointers also. But certainly you in this case, what you have to do it. Ki, I am completely in line with whatever you say, sir. But this was the thought process by which I have written this particular statement. So in this case, I agree with you. I would have made certain adjustments on this particular point. So, for example, if you have written any pointers, so try to agree with whatever the invigilator is saying. If you disregard their points completely, it's not going to look very cool out there. Okay, so don't try to act cool in front of them. कि नहीं, I have written it. मुझे पता है सही है. I am going to defend it at any cost. Okay. So in that case, agree with the invigilator. try to tell them ki, this was the thought process that because of which I had written this point, and I am completely in line with you, sir. I would have considered this aspect of this particular topic also in this. So this is the thing that I have mixed out. But this was the reason by which I went into my essay, and in future, if I ever get a chance, I will consider this as a learning for the future aspects. This is how you have to tackle it. Keep both of the parties in a good mix, and don't come up a situation where you disregard yourself completely. Okay. If you disregard yourself completely, it will look that you can be influenced by any person whatsoever one will say. So stand with your point and agree with the other person also point.
Okay, thank you.
So I have one question over here is, sir, how to start practicing VAT, and how to self-analyze, because once we write, we have to identify that what are the loopholes over here, and how can I rectify my grammar point, my structure.
Okay, sorry. See, Vinay, the best thing I would suggest is you must have been reading editorials a lot during your CAT preparation, that preparation, and all.
Yes.
So just dig out those papers again. Of those particular essays, write a summary of 100 words, 120 words, 130 words. Just read that editorial once and try to make a summary out of it. In this case, what will happen, and just leave it. Leave the paper afterward, leave the paper aside, and try to read that summary that you have written. If the summary gives the gist of what exactly is written in the editorial, then the thought process that you have is completely in line whatever you are reading, whenever you are reading a topic, or whenever it comes to summarizing a thing. So this will give you a great clarity of how to write an essay in shorter format of those particular bigger essays. Because for example, in the Indian Express or the Hindi, you must have seen that there is one big essay followed by one big editorial followed by some smaller editorials. So just pick the bigger one and try to summarize that bigger essay into a smaller one. In this case, you will understand the gist of what exactly you have written. And if you can gauge the same thing from the summary as you can gauge it from the editorial, then you are well and good to go. Otherwise, you have to keep working. You have to write. This was the practice that I did during my VAT process.
That's good. Oh, good, sir. Thank you.
And whatever the situation be grammatically correct. See, for grammar, you can self-analyze it. Some words can, and the most important thing with grammar, because are you an engineer?
Yes, sir, I'm an engineer.
Okay, okay. So the most important thing I would suggest to you to go with it, whenever it feels good to read a line, in 98% of the cases, that line is grammatically correct. I'm telling you very frankly. Okay, you are not going to pick up Ren and Martin and start looking कि हाँ यहाँ पे has been होना चाहिए था, यहाँ पे have been होना चाहिए था. This is not you are going to go with. So try to understand the context, try to read most of the things, and accordingly move out.
Okay, sir.
I guess so. Weber was trying to say something, right?
Sir, I have a doubt. It's not exactly regarding VAT, but many MBA colleges, sir, they are asking for SOP kind of stuff, like IIT Madras and IIT Kanpur.
Correct.
Is there any particular procedure to write that also, like similar to VAT or something?
Yeah, there is a very standard procedure of writing SOP. So, Abhijeet sir, shall we discuss SOP in this particular platform, or do we need another one?
Yes, we can discuss, no problem.
See, when it comes to SOP, you understand what SOP is?
Yes, sir. Statement
It is a statement of purpose. So, you must have a very clear thought when it comes to why MBA. ठीक है कि हाँ मुझे MBA क्यों करना? Why I want to do MBA? So whenever it comes to a particular college for writing why MBA, the first and the foremost, whenever it comes to writing, for example, if you want to move to IIT Kanpur or IIT Madras, why you want to join specific IIT Madras? Okay. So in this case, the first and the foremost starting point should be your brief introduction. Excuse me. Sorry. So your brief introduction with one or two or three liners with your name, your background, and your introduction. And your background should include your education front, education or workings that you have, and post that you have to move on to your question of why MBA. So this will be your first para, your smaller introduction with your a major portion of why MBA. So when you write about why MBA ki ha, and it don't ever write ki ha, MBA gives you this particular opportunity, MBA gives you that particular opportunity, MBA gives you a platform that opens a Pandora box and everything. Don't write those stuffs out there. They are asking you, why do you want to do MBA? MBA करने से क्या हो जाएगा? They don't want. They don't specifically want कि why you want to do MBA. Ki what was your thought process where, in spite of choosing engineering degree, you want to move to MBA. So write about that thing first. Ki why MBA. Second, come to, for example, come to IIT Madras or come to IIT Kanpur. Try to find out the alum base where they are going, where they are moving out. ठीक है कि वहाँ के alum base, for example, most of the population would be in the analytics sector. As I know about IIT Madras, most of the people will be in the analytics sector, followed by finance and followed by FMCG sectors. So in this case, since you have a pretty clear mindset, since you have a nudge towards quantitative aptitudes and everything, so that has attracted me towards a career in analytics, and IIT Madras being one of the most featured college of MBA in analytics. So this is one of the major reasons that I'm looking forward when it comes to MBA with IIT Madras. So that's the major reason, because for whatever stream that you're looking into, try to capture that stream's major strength of that college in the second paragraph. And in third paragraph, try to conclude the things. Don't add the conclusion ki this is the reason why I want to join this particular college. No, that's not the statement that you're going to use. In this case, the statement that you're going to use is your storyline, your work experience, how it matches with analytics, and how IIT Madras is going to support that particular focus, support your particular thought, your particular aspirations, your particular aspiration to be achieved from IIT Madras. So, for example, you have a good background of engineering, you have a good background with quantitative aptitudes, and being an engineer, you are good with maths. Now, since you are good with maths, you like numbers pretty well. Liking numbers help in growing a career in analytics because it uses a lot of data readings and everything. And because of this, and having a great faculty base along with the alum base of IIT Madras in the field of analytics, I would like to choose MBA in analytics with IIT Madras for my upcoming career. And I hope that IIT Madras will help me in fulfilling my aspirations of that particular field. So this is how you structure your basic info, followed by why MBA, followed by how what's the status of IIT Madras in MBA, and how IIT Madras and your future, your past experiences will help in achieving your goals. So this is the structure that you follow.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Does anyone have any more questions, guys? Do you have anyone?
Yes, sir. One last question I have,
Yes, please.
not regarding to VAT, but I'm really stuck in this question that why MBA. I have my own answer, but as an engineer, I always feel that my answer can convince those panelists or not.
In this way, I will suggest you that you can, whatever you think, that you can say what your answers will be. And on the basis of that, sir will guide you that what could be the better way to answer that question.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and let's say ki, why MBA? Why you want to?
Okay,
You
okay.
can say your answer.
So basically, the reason is I'm a workex. First of all, I'm working as an assistant professor, and while working, actually I encountered with such
No, no,
circumstances which.
stop there, Vinay. First of all, let me know what's the in which field you are assistant professor.
Okay, so I'm assistant professor in the field of mechanical department.
Great. Okay.
Yeah. So while working, what I hear is that I got the opportunity to work with an entrepreneurship cell. I got the opportunity to learn 2 week course by EDI Ahmedabad to learn about the entrepreneurship and to guide your student about the entrepreneurship, that what is importance and some government schemes so they can also rise in that area. So while working, I first time exposed to such questions like assets, liabilities, and all that business plan. So I got fascinated first. I meet various personalities who are working in that domain. That point number one. Second point is by reading books. I always used to read book like this Jet Poor Dad and many more self-help books, which which consist of Kaizen technique, which helps you to realize, okay, what is your passion, what is your goal. So basically self-analysis. So after doing all those stuff, I realized that okay, this is my interest, and I want to see myself as a leader one day. And how can I connect when I see the most of the people out there, their CEO and CFO, CTO, that how they become, so what common thing they have? So they have an MBA degree, which really made them, which gets that the destiny is easy for them. So I thought, so it would be good for me that if I need an MBA degree to reach my goal. So this is my answer basically.
See, your both the points are not connected first of all, and there isn't any story out it. Ki matlab, how it started, why this particular when it moves, when you did a course on ADI Ahmedabad that you told about, and post that you started you met a lot of people, you learned about their aspirations, you understand the business terminologies, and post that you moved on to directly reading books, and get reading books gave you a bit of more fascination towards doing MBA, because you have seen that most of the entrepreneurs have an MBA degree.
Yeah,
Okay, and
basically,
you told that road to CEO is more easier when it comes to MBA. So first of all, never use those words.
okay.
Key, coming into road to CEOs and everything, it always uses a tough task. For example, when it comes to Sundar Pichai, let it be, I'm taking an extreme example of Sundar Pichai. Is he an MBA?
No.
No. So he will pick up 9 and 10 examples out there. Take care. For example, you must have seen, and I'll give you an example of people who are MBA also. For you have seen Aman Gupta, board, board CEO. He's an ISB pass out. Okay, you must have seen Lens Card, Piyush Bansal. He is an IIM Bangalore pass out. So there are people with MBA degree who have become entrepreneurs, and there are people with MBA degree who are still continuing with the corporate world. But becoming a CEO, becoming a CHRO, it doesn't mandatorily require an MBA degree. First things first. So don't ever include these points in that. Second, reading book is a hobby, and by reading book you can't connect MBA. Okay, and the for example, I'll give you an example ki, देखो, if you want to go to an MBA college, and if you want to do what's your future goal after doing an MBA? If I just ask you a simple question, what's your future goal after doing an MBA?
Yeah, but basically my future goal is there's certain more points I'd like to add is my interest. Why I choose MBA, because reading. I'm not saying that reading book is the only reason that I'm interested. I'm just saying that I connected all the dots, and then only I decided. Like reading books is first when I exposed to business and all in my work. Third thing is I started taking interest about reading about stock market, about the markets. So as an engineer also, but I started and I did a course on the stock market, which also made me realize. And I feel really fascinating, reading about the balance sheet, training and all those things, which made me realize, okay, this is some sector which is really that's why I'm very lean to finance. That after completing MBA, I will be like doing equity research. I will be like doing portfolio fund manager and all this kind of and of course I'm not that much very well exposed to myself. After 2 years, maybe when I start learning about in MBA, then I will expose myself into more, and maybe my perspective will change definitely. So yeah.
देखो very clear understanding first of all why anyone does MBA. ठीक है. So why anyone does MBA? कि MBA is a very good platform to understand, to have a great business acumen of any industries. ठीक है. If you work, for example, if you have a job in a particular sector, for example, if you are working as an assistant professor in the mechanical department, you will be having a lot of knowledge of manufacturing industry. I'm not telling that it's just manufacturing, but mostly it would be on the front of manufacturing industry. You will be having the business understanding, and mostly you will be having the technical understanding. You won't be having a business understanding. Okay. So, and as you have been a part of entrepreneurship development cells or EDI of Ahmedabad entrepreneurship meetings of different people, you have met a lot of people, and your thought process lies on the front that ki, I have to create something big out of it. Okay, you have to become an entrepreneur someday, or if you want to jump into corporate world with the prior understanding of whatever you have. So in that case, MBA can provide a platform for understanding the business acumen of each and every industries, and not just understanding the business acumen, understanding the customer behavior, understanding the consumer behavior, understanding the people's empathy. So these are the things that MBA provides. So this is a part of an answer that everybody gives कि हाँ MBA क्यों करना है. ठीक है. This is the generic answer that MBA provides. And now you have to relate your front with this. So your relation should be कि you started from entrepreneurship development meetings. You get a know-how of what exactly the things are, how entrepreneurs think, how entrepreneurs think, what different thought process they have when it comes to when you compare yourself with them, and how you are going to develop that thought process with the other people. When how you can develop your thought process like that. Okay, if you also want to be an entrepreneur, if you also want to be successful in corporate world, how you can develop that particular thought process. So in that case, a strong alum base of any particular college that you're applying, a strong peer-to-peer learning, and a strong faculty base of that particular college is going to help you build up that particular thinking, that particular thought process, and that's the whole and sole reason that I want to do MBA. देखो एकदम clear cut answer रखना. The thing is कि keeping short and crisp answer will give interviewers less leverage towards you. So simply you went to there, you understood the thought process of the people out there. They gave you some insights. You read a lot of things, but still you won't able to figure out the business aspect of that. And in that case, you want to join an MBA college where you will get a lot of new perspective about business understanding, lot of new reading materials, sort of new peer-to-peer learning from which helps in making you ready for the corporate world. And in future, if I want to do entrepreneurship, I also have a strong backing of my business acumen that I had with my MBA or my past work experience. So this is how you will link your answers to doing YMBA. Don't include your book part in it. Book part is a part of your hobby, not a part of linking towards MBA.
Okay.
Sorry. Did I answer your question?
Yes, sir, very well. So, what? Let me sum up that you said to me that what the learning part basically, that what I learn, what I observe, and I want to grow more in my learning in that from a reputed or respective base schools. So I like to grow more in that in base school, and I want to apply those skills in my future. So like this basically.
Don't use skill sets. Use a word such as business acumen that you learned.
Okay.
take a having the peer-to-peer learning, because these words attract people. These are the basic lingo that an MBA grad uses: peer-to-peer learning, business acumen, and apart from that, people empathy, people person. These are the words that generally they use during interview in order to get through.
Okay.
And during engineering, have you done anything on that particular front?
Sorry, I didn't get you, sir.
During your engineering, have you ever thought about doing MBA?
No, sir. When I was doing masters, there was a time I came across one subject, basically, product design and development, which you basically it about the how your product basically take a bond and it will go to end up in the market. So from that point, I got an interest as a business angle, not in doing MBA, but I was the first time that I had a taste of a business angle. But I am
Correct.
not that much very clear, so I continue with my work. I continue with my line, and when I got such opportunity in my work, which really attract me, and after just 1 year of working, I started thinking on that. And once I finalized that okay, that I need an MBA degree. So this is how.
See, so Vinay, in this case, how you can start it? Okay, so whenever they ask you a question, why you want to do MBA, so you can simply start it. Sir, it's a very interesting story. I when this is during my masters. Whenever, sorry. So it's a very interesting story. During my master, I came across a subject, came across a topic on product management. From there, from that, there the spark of having a business understanding initiated within me, and post that when I moved to entrepreneurship development meetings of various cohorts of the various people at Ahmedabad, there it burnt up a lot. ठीक है, तो यहाँ से आप स्टार्ट करोगे ना कि योर स्पार्क इग्नाइटेड ड्यूरिंग योर मास्टर्स फ्रॉम दैट पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट, तो वहां से बिजनेस अंडरस्टैंडिंग का स्पार्क इग्नाइट हुआ, एंड व्हेन इट यू मूव्ड ऑन टू एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप डेवलपमेंट मीटिंग, देयर इट फ्यूल्ड अप. So this will build up a story ki haan, it started from there, then it went out to there, and then finally you are doing MBA for this.
Okay, I will drive in that direction, sir.
Okay.
I hope sure everyone this is record right now, right? We have some comment on YouTube, sir, that the first comment is Ram I am Rachi worth it or not? The first
Sorry,
is that asked on YouTube.
I didn't get the question, sir.
The question is whether I am Rachi is worth it or not. This is the question.
First of all, I would like to know ki with which IIMs you are comparing and what's your aspirations are about.
Exactly.
Because ठीक है, is IIM Ranchi worth it? Yes, it's worth it. But when you with which colleges you are comparing, what are the factors that you're linking when you want to know the worth of it?
No. And the second question was, does the drop year matter or not?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter a lot. Because see, most of the people, when you want to when you are continuing with your engineering, for example, when people continue with an engineering degree and they take a break for 1 year, people know that you are going to take a huge leap in your career when it comes to MBA. So for that, having a preparation of 1 year, it doesn't matter that a lot. So don't try to lie up in front of the people ki ha, someone died in my family situation was bad, I was stuck in this particular situation. So it is a very, very, very generic answer that the people know out there. So try to be very honest in that case, because otherwise it will attract a lot of question. If the family situation was bad, why didn't you go into doing another job? Why you want to do MBA? Because it requires a lot of money when you want to do MBA, and it will impact your financial condition. So there are a lot of questions that can be dug up when you say a lie in that particular front.
So I think conclude the sessions right now. Thank you, Vinay. Thank you, Weber, and thank you, Abhijeet.